Hello guys. Today we'll discuss Griffith problem 1.8 part B. So what constraints must the element Rij of the 3D rotational matrix satisfy in order to preserve the length of A for all vectors A? So basically we have to find the constraints of Rij for a rotational matrix of a, and we have given, it is given in the question that the length of A is preserved. That what it means is the length of A, vector A, before transformation and length of A after transformation are both equal. So I can write it at like this. This term means the length of A after the transformation is applied, and this is the length of A. This is square of length of A after the transformation is applied, and this is the length of A before the transformation is applied. So I can write it like this: summation of AI bar into AI bar. Basically it is AI bar ka square. So where I is from 1 to 3, where 1 means X, 2 means Y, 3 means Z. So if I put I equals to 1, which means X, then it will be AX bar square. Okay. So same for Y and Z. So I can now write it as this: summation of I equals to 1 to 3, this into this. Now this is the same term as we discussed in the vector transformation video. So it came out to be AI bar equals to this term, which we have written it like this. And now I have written the indices of these summations differently. For this summation I wrote the indices as j, and for this I wrote it as k. The reason why I did that is because suppose we have AI bar equals to AX bar. Now AX bar square is equal to this term which came out from here. AX bar is equal to Rxx into Ax plus Rxy into Ay. Rxx into Ax plus Rxy into Ay plus Rxz into Az. So this whole term squared. Also now A plus B plus C square, we know this identity as which is equal to A square plus B square plus C square plus 2AB plus 2BC plus 2CA. Now this is basically the reason why I wrote these indices differently, because suppose you calculate this term, this left hand side term. So when you calculate it, AX bar square comes out to be this square, which is AX square multiplied with some term plus AY square multiplied with some term plus AZ square plus this into this into this, which means that the multiplication of AX into AY plus multiplied by some other term, which is Rxx into Rxy, which is basically 2AB, right? 2 into this into this. Now because we get these extra terms, so-called extra terms, which is AX into AY, same we get AY into AZ, which is BC, and AX into AZ. So for this particular case, we don't want these extra terms, which basically the multiplication of AX into AY or AY into AZ is AX into AZ. So that is the reason why we write these indices differently. Now for this particular case, our J and K comes out to be equal in the later part of the solution, we find that j is equal to k for to satisfy this equation. But generally I want you guys to know that whenever we multiply a summation term, these are the multiplication of summation term, always put the indices of these summations differently. I wrote it like j and k. So now I will discuss this later in the video in more details. Let's continue on the solution. So from this equation we have written this, which is we have taken out summation of j into aj and summation of k into ak as this, and we have wrote it we have wrote summation of I into rij and rik as this. So now we know that this equation which came out from here is equal to this equation, which is this. So for this equation to be equal to this, now it's only possible when the summation which is present in this bracket, that is summation of I equals to 1 to 3 rij into rik, is equal to 1 if j is equal to k. So why I wrote it is because whenever our j is equal to k, we get, let's say j equals to 1, which means x. So we get ax square because j and k are equal. So, and when we put j and k equals to 2, then we get ay square, and same for 3, we get az square. Now for the other terms, when j is not equal to k, right? When j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 2, so what we get is this term ax into ay, but we don't want that term. We want the condition, or basically the constraint of rij, so that this equation satisfies this equation, or these equations are equal. So to get this, it is only possible when this summation term is equal to 1 for j is equal to k, and 0 when j is not equal to k. Now suppose that this equation was equal to, let's say this equation was equal to ax ay plus ay az plus az ax. Suppose this equation was equal to this term. This equation was equal to this term. So what we would have written here is this term would be equal to 0 if j equals to k. Why? We don't want that this ax square term, ay square term, az square term in this equation. We only want axy into ax into ay, which would be when j and k are not equal to each other. This j and k will not be equal to each other, right? So I hope you understand why I wrote these indices differently. Because whenever, again I'm repeating myself, whenever you multiply the summation terms, always remember to identify their indices differently in case they are in multiplication. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, then subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. See you next time.